Good morning, everyone. It's Lindsey Huddleston back in the building with another Monday motivation from SPS, that is. Hey, good to see everybody on this Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. It was nice and warm. And, hey, let's enjoy the rest of this summer. A few more weeks of this, and we'll be getting into a new thing, but that's okay because we'll be ready. So what is today's topic? Today's topic is digging deeper. That's right. We're going to start digging deeper, folks. As I say, all my Monday motivations either come from the headlines of my personal life, and it came from me doing a little cleaning late last week in my truck console. Got the big console, and it was just filled up with stuff, man. It's all kind of stuff in there. And you look, it's papers and it's all kind of stuff. You know what we do. We like turn our console into a junk drawer and just throw stuff in. And I remember I had an early morning. I was feeling good. I was going to ride my bike to the gym. Go work out. I had about 30 minutes of space than I normally do. I said, you know what? Let me just take this time right now and clean this out right now, because I kind of got going and went and got the garbage bags and was able to do all that. So as I'm going, I started thinking, man, I got a lot of stuff just at the very top of this, in this console, papers and all this kind of stuff. And it just really helped me with my thoughts for the day and what I want to share with you. And I pulled this information from a source being the Thriving Global resource, Mindfulness and Digging Deeper, right? Who we got this morning? I got the MTAC, More Than a Coach podcast. Good morning, my brother. Good morning. That was Kevin Marshall, Senior Representative, man. How you doing? Hope family's doing well. So when I pulled that article, one thing that talked about that really locked me into this discussion was most of our efforts in life are geared towards getting from point A to point B. Most life is just, boom, I got to go here, I got to go to work, I got to run this errand, I got to do that. And that's what all that stuff was at the very top of the console, all those papers from like an oil change or just running to get something done. Good morning, Michelle, Mimi Watkins. How are you? Hope you are doing well. All is well this way. It's good to see you this morning. And I think it's important, as the article states, important to realize that each of us has a very unique individual set of perspectives and beliefs about this world, success, money, love, and our self-worth. It's not just what they put on TV. It's not just what we read. We have our own beliefs that's impacted by our life. I always say that we spend our adult life reconciling our childhood, and my hope is that you didn't experience so much childhood trauma that it impacts you as an adult. Also, while we are driven by and pursue our conscious goals and objectives on a daily basis, it is equally, if not more important, to be mindful of our subconscious beliefs and expectations. So where do I want to go with this? When I was cleaning out inside the truck, when I was cleaning that out, she said, facts. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. She's on top of it, supporting. I realized all the little stuff that I just go A to B with was on top. The paperwork that I could throw away and all that. But it wasn't until I started digging deeper. Until I started going deeper down. I got my little box of things that I pulled out. And what did I find? One, I found a bunch of my business cards, right? Business cards are expensive. It was a whole bunch of them just thrown around. I think they were in a box and they came out. So I was like, okay, that's good. That's valuable because I want to be able to network. Got some places I want to go, meet new people, want to have my business card to represent myself and my brand, right? So I was able to gather all the business cards together, and that was a good thing, right? Then I looked and I had my eyeglass case, so the eyeglasses I got right now, my Oakley's got the cover in there, got the spray and all. I said, man, I need this. I mean, it was some substance down there. It was something I really needed. I mean, glasses are a day-to-day thing. Then I found, check this out. This is not my first. This is my second PowerPoint clicker. I'm talking about of years and years and years to be at this point. I think it had broke. I took one of my daughter's scrunchies and put it around there, but I have a new one, a more current one. But I'm like, oh, this is important because this speaks to me being able to share, being able to educate, being able to do my presentation. So I took pride in this, and it's not something I would just throw away. So I appreciate that. Then I found a keychain that broke, and look what it says. It says, best dad ever. That's from my dear Madeline. Madeline's in Alaska right now. She's on an Alaskan cruise with her mother, so I wish them the best. Just talked to him late last night. She's 4 hours behind, but she's having a great time. But this is part of that subconscious remind me what's important. It's not the bills and the receipts and all that stuff that was on the top of the console when I was cleaning out. It was what was deeper, and it talked about things that are important to me. being a great dad. And finally, I struck gold. Found some old pictures of Madeline and I. This from a couple years ago. We always try to do our annual back to school, take a photo at the mall thing. But my point being, folks, is that because I took the time to dig deeper and go from that point A to point B mindset and dig deeper, I was able to find some things that were very substantive to me. And here's a good visual. When you do that inspection of your life, look at the two people. The one guy is dealing in a shallow hole, but this guy's getting all deep into it. He's going way deep down into the crevices. But here's another great visual, I think. You know, you see people in life and they got all that stuff on the surface and look good. Look at all that. You know, the one bunny rabbit got the big leaf that says, look what I got down here. And the other guy looking like, yeah, I got this little one, but look what I got up under the surface. If you dig deeper, that's what we got to start doing, folks, digging deeper. And what can I leave you with? The article shares 7 golden rules that will help us bridge the understanding between our conscious and our subconscious mind and desire. See, a lot of the conscious stuff is going on. We're on the surface, just going. But it's the subconscious that we need to tap into. These are all items from my subconscious because they all play an important enough role for me to justify being able to keep these things and hold on to these things. And that's what we want to be able to do with ourselves. My brother Kevin says, that's cool. I just went through a box Saturday morning myself, found some important keepsakes. See? Yep, you know, when you do that, when you go do that, man, you take a moment, you look back like, okay, let me check out my stuff. And it helps us be reminded of who we are and what mission we're on, Kevin. Because it's so easy with the day-to-day stuff of just the hustle, the grind, that we lose that and we become so comfortable with that. But we have to be reminded who we are and what mission that we're on. So what are these 7 golden rules? First is, all the answers to all the problems and keys to all the doors are within you. I'll repeat that. All the answers to all the problems and the keys to all the doors are within you. Your subconscious mind represents an absolute power which is capable of transforming any situation and problem. Hey man, you don't got problems, you got puzzles, okay? You can figure it out. That's why sometimes you need a little bit of time to step back. A little bit of time to say, okay, I don't got to do it like this. A little bit of time to do something different. Those things are important. You want to keep those things in mind and what you're able to do. Ezra Bell, my brother says, Grand Rising fam, same to you and the boys as well. In a few more weeks, I know they'll be doing their morning routine, getting going, heading off to school. And I know I got Tino in the building. Tino, good morning, Lindsay Huddleston. Tino, how you doing, man? It's good to see you talking about these things and that can help us moving forward. The second is, there exists a number of methods and techniques in accessing your subconscious mind and transforming your deeply rooted beliefs and perceptions. The one is mindfulness, being able to take a few moments. Even when I was cleaning out the truck, it was because I took a moment to stop and say, okay, just stop running, just sit for a second, be cool, and check out what's going on, and just be present in the moment. Got Dr. John Hagens in the building. Good morning, Sands. You doing all right? I'm doing well. Michelle Mimi Walker said, I like that. Puzzles, not a problem. Oh, I got you with that. Hey, I got to double up on that too. Ezra said it too. I got puzzles. I don't got problems. Because guess what? With a puzzle, when you throw them all 200 pieces on the board, guess what you know? You're like, I know the answer's here. I just got to figure it out. That's the absolute power that we're just referring to, that you have all the answers in. When you take that puzzle and you crack the seal and it says it's 200 pieces in there, you can sit all day, but you know the answer's there. You got puzzles, not problems, folks. Stay with me with that. Stay with me with that. I appreciate you guys and that feedback. Also, too, more importantly, you can accept, if you can accept that you and only you are fully responsible for everything in your life, which may not be easy, easier said than done, then you automatically shift yourself to another paradigm. Now, let me just be careful with this, because particularly as African Americans and people who have been persecuted in this country, I'm not just going to blindly say it's all on me. What I'm saying is, let's pay attention to the language. You're fully responsible for everything. So even if something happens, I got to figure out a way to get out of it. Even if somebody catch me up and put me in the jail, I got to figure out a way. Is that right? Not necessarily, but it's true. But when you do that, you shift the paradigm, because now the control comes back to you. How am I going to fix this? No, it wasn't my fault. No, I didn't do it. But how I'm going to fix it so I can be okay, so my family can be okay, so my friends can be okay, so this problem can be resolved. That's that absolute power that we have, and we can figure things out, right? It's not a problem. It's a puzzle. The feelings of guilt always prevent you from, A, being aware of your subconscious reasons to have status quo, as well as denies your ability to transform. That guilt is a monster, man. Sometimes people put the guilt on you. Sometimes we pick it up. Sometimes boredom can lead to guilt. You're so doggone bored that you start thinking about stuff and they catch you. Or somebody talking crazy to you, say something reckless to you, and put that on your heart. Remember when you did this? Remember you did that? But you have to be very careful to manage this guilt so it doesn't take a hold of you. Also, a few more things. Responsibility, and I mean 100% responsibility, is the way forward here. We have power and authority to change, transform, and essentially rewrite those rules and formulas that rule our life. It's like, again, even if it's not your fault, there comes a time when you got to get past that and say, okay, how am I going to make this happen? You take the responsibility. I'm going to make the decision, not you. I'm going to determine this outcome, not you. Whatever it may be. Well, it's not you. That's not you. That's not on you to do that. It's on me to be responsible for myself and my family. So I think that's a different mindset that we can take. Who we got right here? Sands. Dr. Hagen says, funny you're talking about puzzles and problems. I woke up to no internet. I've done all the troubleshooting. Guess what? Sometimes you have to call customer service for help. Recognize when you need the help too. That's great, John, but you went through the process. You started with that and your confidence in calling customer service, because they're going to tell you something like, well, did you unplug it? And you're going to say, yes, I did. They're going to tell you all these simple things, but you've done that. So when you've done your due diligence, no pun intended, diligent gold, right? When you've done your due diligence, y'all, that's going to go over your head. That's an alpha thing. That's the 12 apostles alpha thing. But when you've done your due diligence, it gives you great confidence going forward, right? Where you can say, look, I've done this, I've done that, all these type of things. You can speak with confidence. But again, it was a puzzle. It's not a problem. And the fact that you can just make a final phone call to get you straight is important. Number 6 of 7, your number one task is to identify the inner subconscious reasons, the justifications, or the benefits for not having something, allowing or accepting your desired result. Again, your number one task is to identify the inner subconscious reasons for not having, allowing or accepting your desired result. Are you ready to dig deeper and sit and say, okay, what role do I play in this? Are you ready to dig deeper and accept some personal accountability that may lead to you having to clear some things up, that may lead to you making some changes? But when we sit there, they say that, the most difficult thing for a man or woman to do is sit alone in a room with their thoughts. The most difficult thing for a man or woman to do is to sit alone in a room with their thoughts for fear of what may come out of that. But when you embrace that, when you sit and have those moments, and the more you do it over and over again, you get a clear understanding of what's important to you, what's in your box, what's you're going to find when you dig deeper. And lastly, of the 7 rules that were shared, last but not least, it all boils down to loving, accepting, and being at peace with ourselves. Man, you can love on somebody else, but if you don't love yourself, how you going to be loving to somebody else? If you don't love and care for yourself, I know you may say some things that I've done, you're not happy with yourself. We're our biggest critics of our own self. I get that. That gives us this paralysis of analysis. We're not ready to move forward because we're so hurt by something that we did or some shortcoming. But at the end of the day, you still got to love yourself. Hell, you give more grace to people who did you wrong than you do to yourself. I'm going to repeat that again. You give more grace to people who did you wrong than you do to yourself. You got to love yourself. Love your imperfect self. Okay? Love yourself despite your shortcomings. Love yourself despite the fact that, you keep trying, but you fail, but you keep trying again. You got to love yourself and find that peace within before you can be anything for anybody going forward. I get a big facts from Michelle. I get a double facts from Ezra Bill. All my people on the same thing. We hitting it today, aren't we? Let me say this, guys. Let me say this. And I appreciate you. Let me just be considered a vessel right here. If all these things are hidden to my great people who are on my timeline who may see this later, it's because it's another opportunity for us to go forward. I got my brother, Coach Torrey Jackson, in the building. Amazing message this morning, my guy. I appreciate you, Torrey, and all the great things you're doing at Detroit Catholic Central, leading up to great prominence, man. You keep doing your thing. I appreciate you, and I appreciate that. And my brother, Kevin Marshall, from More Than a Coach podcast show, said he needed this word today. Well, I'm glad I can be a blessing, guys, but it's all within you. I'm not speaking a foreign language. It's just we're in tune, guys. We're all on the same frequency. Michelle says, tell my children this all the time. Love yourself. Yeah, you got to. We're on the same frequency, folks. We're tuned into the same station. We're on the same vibe. So we're going to take this and we're going to go and be leaders in our community. We're going to be leaders on our team. We're going to be leaders at our job. We're going to be leaders in our family. And we're going to continue to love ourselves and dig deeper to find those things that make us who we are. And that's very important. Just take a time, take a break to say, hey, a whole lot is going on. Let me get a few minutes to step back. Because everything that's out there that we're running after is going to be there once we're done. And unfortunately, when God decides to remove us from this earth, it's still going to be there. So take a moment for yourself so you can get the full benefit of who you are and who you can be to others. Okay? Hey, I love you guys. I appreciate the support. And I want you guys going to have a great day. And Michelle says, thanks, Lindsay, for the Monday motivation. You are welcome. She said, on target. That's my girl right there. When Michelle said, I'll be feeling real good because I know she know what's going on. To all my folks, Tori Jackson, Ezra Bell, Dr. John Hagens, my Sands, Kevin Marshall Sr., Tino, I appreciate all you guys and everybody else who go check in later. With that being said, this is Lindsay Hustle and SPS. We'll see you next time. Peace.